All right, everybody. So, episode number 5 right here, and this is my series Exposed. And this is where I talk about creators, small and large, but mostly small, that need a little bit more exposure. And you might be asking, well, why would a large creator need exposure? And it's simply because they might be not reaching all of the potential that they do have. So, for instance, today's person, a guy named Graham, which I'll give you all that stats here shortly, he's doing great. He has a little over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got about just almost 1,500 subscribers on Instagram. And I don't know about TikTok and any other realms out there. I didn't do a ton of research on him. I stumbled across him because he is making great content, and he's a good photographer, and honestly, I think that he could go big. I think he could be the next big YouTuber if he plays his cards right. And hopefully he takes me along with him. So he goes by the name of Pixel Warrior, and that is on YouTube and on Instagram. Like I said, I don't see any links on his YouTube or Instagram that link to like YouTube or Facebook or any other social media out there. So I'm assuming that this is what he's got. This is in his jam right now. And that's okay. We all start somewhere. I am still trying to figure this out, guys. I'm still trying to figure out the algorithm and why one person takes off and the next person doesn't. Pixel Warrior is got some great content. He's got kind of behind the scenes videos. He's got some tutorial stuff. And aside from all that, he's got some really good photography. So let's take a look at what he's got. I'm going to start with his Instagram. So here's his Instagram page. You can see that on Instagram, it's Pixel Warrior Photo. Just look for that on Instagram and you can check that out. I think that you're going to be very pleasantly surprised at this guy, and you're going to wonder why he's not bigger than he is. So I'm going to just pick the very first picture that he's got up here. Yeah, this is shot with an extremely wide angle lens. I'm guessing at least 15 millimeters, maybe even wider than that. And he's really, really close to his model. So, this picture, she's not exactly, and part of it could be Instagram, with their weird compression. But I think part of it is the focal length he's using. But she's very stretched out, not tack sharp, but the scene is really what makes this picture. The leading lines that go in a circle, like a parking structure, or if this is a staircase or what it is. But that's the interesting part. The girl in here is, extra, I think. It is a fashion shoot. It's supposed to be fun, everything like that. If I was going to give him any advice, I would maybe try and get more of her in focus. So there's that. Go back just a little bit. I'm going to just scroll down and not just pick every little picture here. Okay, I'm going to choose this one right here in the middle. Beautiful Asian model here. Very soft, very nice picture here. I don't like that the hand is cut off here. Let's see if there's some other. So it looks like he's got a video on all of these pictures so far. So we'll check out some of his video stuff here. Super impressive. Actually, tonight when I do a photo shoot with my wife, I'm going to do some similar stuff, some super wide angle stuff, and try and get that, that background in focus, everything. But we're just going to cruise through these. I just want to show you his diversity and what he's got going on. It's very superhero vibes. Like, look at this one, obviously very superhero. I'm assuming this text in the background is probably added in there in Photoshop. Some cool cosplay here. Let's see if there's some, there we go. And I don't know if the red inside this brick is natural or after the fact. Really cool though. Her skin tones look great. Definitely he does some very different stuff than what I featured before, and what he's doing is he's capturing models in a very abstract way by using super wide angle lenses, which a lot of times doesn't flatter a model at all, but he's using the environments to do that. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, here looks like he's in some sort of locker bay or elevator shaft of some sort. Yeah, it doesn't say what it is. Really cool textures in these environments. I'm gonna just keep scrolling down. Let's play with some smoke and a dilapidated building. Love it. This is right up my alley. This is definitely kind of my style of photography right there. Here it looks like the same model from the very first picture. These look like some sort of electrical lines going up. Very interesting environment. Yeah, these are very inspiring. I'm going to shoot like this tonight. I'm going to steal some of your stuff, Graham. I'm going to steal your ideas. I think that they're great. And hopefully that's a good thing, not a bad thing. That's kind of why we are on YouTube, is to get better at our craft, you know? So many images here. I love them all, actually. I'm not a huge fan of the color grading on this one, just to be honest, but I like the vibe of it, and you know, that could be what the model wanted, you know. The angles are great. Your angles are amazing. There's another one. I love the light right around her head, and I'm assuming you used a flash. The lines leading into these images and the models are just great. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. Here's kind of a cool one. This is definitely slightly photoshopped. I'm assuming, unless this jacket actually lights up like that, which is possible. Really cool cyberpunk shoot. He's definitely using some external lights. Let's see if there's any behind the scenes stuff. Maybe the clothing just lights up like that. Maybe that's what it is. If so, I'd love to get my hands on some of that for my wife, and we could do some model stuff like that. We definitely like to go in a more abstract scenario a lot of times. Partially because my wife is, you know, on the older end of the modeling spectrum, and so she's not trying to do like fashion runway type of stuff. She's definitely doing more alternative modeling. And the other reason why is she's got her own unique look, you know, and this is cool. This is a cool look right here. I'm totally down with the spotlight feature, and I'm gonna also steal that tonight. Let's see what else is in this series here. Oh, looks like he's just got video on it. So super good lighting. Definitely not mad at what he's got going on. Looks like here's the kind of behind the scenes. We'll just kind of watch that. So he has a flash. It's flashing that projected light on, and yeah, it looks like this was a cool event. Whatever he was doing, looks like he's been in some gaming magazines, which is pretty cool. Like I said, we're about getting people exposure and getting you know, getting your overall name out there and stuff. So you can't simply just you know, be one spectrum right now. You got to be on lots of different platforms, and you got to do a lot of cross promotions and stuff. So I think that you know, getting exposure is going to help, and hopefully I help get you some exposure. Oh, I love this one right here, guys. This is obviously photoshopped in here. I love that retro look, but let's see if yeah, there we go. So here's his actual photograph. You can tell he's got like a black sheet behind her or something like that. There's a softbox in front, which gives this really nice reflection in this little space outfit. Yeah, really cool. So I just had to heart that. yeah, I'm just going to go through a few things here and just kind of give you guys a sampling. And then I want you guys to go check out Pixel Warrior Photo on Instagram and on YouTube, because you're going to get far more super moody, super dark. This kind of reminds me of my buddy Rafe that I've done a review on before. He likes to shoot kind of at night, and kind of his wife does a lot of figure stuff like this, almost dance inspired and whatnot. Not mad at that. That's nice. Okay. So look at what he's doing. He's doing these things, and he then tries to brand himself with a style, which is cool. He definitely knows what he's doing with the camera, and he knows how to capture people in a certain light. Speaking of light, let's look at this one. Another wide angle, a little gobo projecting the light there. I spent a bunch of time through all these, but yeah, I just did a shoot like that with my wife with a new toy that I bought from a company called Small Rig. I'm not sponsored by, but I'm hoping to be in the future, so stay tuned for that. Another type of deal, same thing. And again, I don't know what that project is for. This is cool. Did something like this exact same pose with my wife like 10 years ago in a jacket almost just like this. But this is more fashion focused, and I love it. Mine was literally just outdoors and fun with my wife. But my wife was blonde, and same overall type of look. Really nice, Graham. I like it. A lot of cyberpunk influenced stuff. That's really nice. A lot of outdoors, environmental type of high-end fashion. There's some long exposure. These are really fun. I'd like to do more of that stuff in the future. And then, of course, being in London, he's got these cool red telephone booths that are throughout there. Super cool. The only place I know around me is Disney World that has that. Hard to get the same picture. This is cool. This, my buddy Rafe would totally dig this sort of look. Love the leading lines. Yeah. Graham, you are an expert at finding locations with lots of lines that you could place your model in and draw your eye right in. Your exposures are great. Poses are pretty good. The only critique I would say, and it's a plus and a minus, is I think that you do a lot of super wide stuff, and that's becoming your style, but not everybody is going to look really good super wide like that. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise you're going to have kind of a one-dimensional type of photo. And what I mean by that is your clients are going to be a very specific type, and after a while all your photos will kind of blend together. So that's my only critique that I'm going to like knock you on is I think it's a cool style that you got. Like here's another one. I've done a bunch of this stuff in the past, but if you do it too much, then people think that that's all you know. And you know, you could be fine with that. That could be your niche. I don't know. This one's nice. Little boudoir action. There's not much story here, so it says concept story imaging, photography, and post-production by Graham Cowan. If I go to her site, looks like she's a model that he worked with, and which is cool. If you're working with models and stuff, you kind of go with their vision, but at the same time, he's mixing in his rhythm and his style in there. Totally dig it. I think all those are really good. I'm gonna go back to this one. I think this one's really nice. Your angles and the poses that these models do are great. There's a little bit. Really, I think that one looks great. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit further. Oh, this one's really nice. These lights, again, look at his stuff and look how those lines totally lead you up to everything. The only thing about this picture that bugs me a little bit is just these people in the background. I probably would have cloned them out because they don't add to the story that I get. This looks like this is where you're experimenting with the wide angle lens, and that's cool. It's a cool little angle there. I love what you got going on here, Graham. I love that you're taking kind of this gritty textures and off-the-wall environments and tons of leading lines, and you're getting very beautiful models, but then you're kind of making them look definitely not mainstream, which I love it. It looks like he also has some landscape stuff, which is nice to see that he's not just doing people. Let me go back. I love this swing. This is creepy as. This could be for a movie poster to, you know, a horror film or something really, really nice. But it looks like most of his stuff is targeted around models, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Models are awesome. Like I said, today I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff with my wife, and we're going to not steal, but like in one of my last videos, we're going to borrow some of these concepts and then we're going to make them our own. Really, really cool. And this guy really is doing some amazing stuff. Like I said, these lights and everything are amazing here. The leading lines are amazing. I'm going to take 2 lenses with me today, but I'm going to definitely lean on the wide angle though. Get some really super cool stuff. All right, so I'm going to go back to my YouTube now. You can see that he's got a bunch. I've watched a bunch of these. I think probably from a long time ago. It looks like he's been doing YouTube for about 3 years. He's got just over 1,000 subs. So that means he can be monetized if he has over 4,000 watch hours. If he doesn't, please go flood and watch his stuff. I've watched probably 50% of his things, and I'm going to go through and watch them all. I'm gonna mute this real quick and kind of see what he's got going on here. He's doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and let me go to full screen here. And it looks like he, at least here, is in like a back room studio. Could be his house, it could be just a small little studio in the back. But guys, if you haven't checked out his stuff, go check him out. He's awesome. So he's got some little behind the scenes stuff, which again, my friend Rafe, who I did a review on, is doing kind of the same stuff, but not at this level yet. And that's not an attack on Rafe. I always have to say that. It's just an acknowledgement about what Graham is doing. My buddy Rafe would love to have this production going on, and I think I sent him over a link to this guy just so he can see him. I think that these guys have the same idea, the same overall look. I also do a lot of that same stuff, but I'm also doing so many types of photography things that I just put some of this in my back pocket and I'll pull it out when I need it. These little videos, I'm just gonna click on a couple of them. Here's that Asian girl he shot with, and the location that he's at. Looks like he's got these docks, or definitely by the water. And like I said, I'm not going to play the audio because I don't know if he's got music that would demonetize me or anything like that, but you can see what he's got going on. Nice little behind the scenes stuff, and it looks like he's using like an Insta360 or something for the behind the scenes stuff. Great idea. I use a GoPro right now, and my wife has a Pocket 3 from DJI. Those work very handy. It looks like on the ground he's got, this is a GoPro angle here, or an Insta360 action, one of those. Look at these environments, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I try and teach all the time, is I want you guys to not be dependent on backgrounds, because look at that picture. You wouldn't know that he's in this really cool spot. But when you need some flavor, like when he's doing this super wide angle stuff, these backgrounds start to tell a story and they start to look really cool. Very interesting. This here is still pretty conservative. I would have stepped back a couple of feet because you can't crop into 8x10 without cutting her arm off, but that's me. Graham is obviously very professional. He knows what he's doing here. He's doing his wide angle. Look at this. Look how close he is there, and then watch this final picture when it comes up here. There's the wide angle. But look at all these lines. They just lead you that model. And she's probably not super tall, but she looks super, super tall with that ultra wide angle. If you get with a super, super tall person, it might look really odd. All right, so all this texture is really good. Love it. I'm going to just go back, and we're going to open up one more here. Looks like he's shot some music videos, and here he is. And there's those pictures with the cyberpunk look, and different set, but same idea. And look at this environment. They actually got somebody doing some painting, some tagging, and of course a beautiful model. There he's got a light and another light. There he goes with a super wide angle. Now watch. Boom. Finished product. A lot of post-processing going on in here to make this look the way it does, but look, it looks like it's night, and obviously it was during the day. And that's the power of flashes for you, is they will kind of force the light where you want it and takes the ambient light down as far as you want it to go. Alright, so this fits in with one of my other videos, and it's an iPhone challenge, or a phone camera challenge, and I just did a video for a buddy of mine talking about, can you, looks like he's using a Samsung phone. This could be an iPhone, it could be pretty much any modern smartphone. Look at his environment, you know, obviously he picks an attractive model with a specific look. A lot of it's not the camera, it's what you got up here, guys. I can't stress this enough. Graham has this down. He has this picture in his head before he ever gets his gear out, I guarantee it. And so he's got this pretty model in a very strange outfit, which is really, really cool. It leads to like ask questions in your mind, like, what is going on here? What am I looking at? And you know, again, his environment is right there. All right, so here, final product, look at that. So everything is elongated, and you know, again, this is with a smartphone, but the concept's exactly the same if you have a wide angle lens. If you don't have a wide angle lens, experiment with your smartphone. This is, you could be a professional, take your professional gear out, but then when you want these strange photos, if you don't have the equipment, you might have it in your pocket and don't even realize it. All right, we'll watch a little bit more of this. Watch how he's guiding her to look certain ways, and to, you know, he's telling her what he's seeing because she can't see what he's seeing. And I try to do this. Sometimes with my wife I get frustrated because I assume that she'll know, and I have to apologize because nobody can see what's up here. You got to actually verbalize to your models. And if I could give advice to everybody that's watching is, communicate with the people you're shooting with. Communicate with your model and let them know what you're picturing in your mind, because they may have everything mirrored in their head. Like when you say look that way, they're going to look the other way because everything is kind of mirrored. And so you got to kind of understand, like, or in the back of your mind say, okay, if I want her to look to my left, it's going to be her right. So say, could you look to the right, or could you head down, chin up, you know, whatever it is, and go from there. But look, Graham, you know, I don't even have to go to a bunch of videos. You go here and he finds locations that just tunnel, you know, not to, you know, be strange here, but they tunnel you right to the model. This happens to be in a tunnel, but you get the point. And he is working with what he's got. You know, these are people that are walking by, strangers, different looks, and he doesn't care. He is there to get the shot, and he's challenging himself to get the shot when there's other people walking around, and that's the thing that a lot of us just don't do. We think that we need to have exclusivity in our locations and whatnot, and he's just doing it. So kudos to you, Graham. I'm going to give all your stats here. The only thing I could say, if I was going to give any advice, because I think that we all could use some advice here and there, is don't get stuck using just one thing. You know, try and be a little bit more diverse. I know on YouTube they're always trying to get you to niche down, but honestly, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm going, this stuff is awesome. I want more. I want to see what else you can do. Vary up your Instagram and your instructional videos on YouTube to show that you have more in your back pocket than just this wide angle stuff. I think that's a strong point of yours. Don't stop doing it. But let's see more, because that little sample that I saw of all these look great. And I'm sure those were just test pictures for doing some of this other stuff. But what if you pull some of that stuff out of your back pocket as well and vary it up? There's a grid of 3 pictures on Instagram, and you know, maybe do 1 picture modeling, 1 picture something else that you do, and 1 picture something else you do, and vary it up a little bit. That's my best suggestion to you that I could give. As far as a critique goes, as far as the quality of your images, you don't need my help on that. You don't need my help with editing. You don't need my help with anything other than giving you a little bit of exposure and a pat on the back. Dude, your stuff is amazing. I've sent you to several of my photography friends so they can see what you're doing. We're probably all going to steal a little bit from you, and hopefully you'll come and steal some from us as well. I hope that you take off on YouTube and Instagram. You deserve it. You've obviously been working hard. You have 51 videos up on YouTube. Let's amp that up a little bit. It looks like you're shooting about once a month for YouTube. I think the algorithm wants more than that. So if you could squeeze in once every other week or once a week even, I think you'll get a lot more exposure on YouTube. On Instagram, I don't know why you don't have more followers. I don't know how old your Instagram page is. It looks like, you know, you've been doing this for a while. Getting inspired to make great photos. I love that. I want to get inspired, Graham. Actually, you are inspiring me to do more, and I appreciate it. Your stuff is killer, man. Keep it up. Let's blow them up, guys. Anyway, Graham, final thoughts. Your stuff is awesome. I'm going to steal some of your ideas. I'm going to expose you to everybody that I know, and hopefully expose you to the world a little bit on YouTube as well. I'm not that much further ahead on YouTube than you. If I can get some of my subscribers to watch and then subscribe to you, awesome. Hopefully you're getting monetized. Hopefully you are also getting sponsored with some of the equipment that you're using. I can't say it enough. You've inspired me, and I hope this exposure is as good for you as it is for me and the people watching. All right, guys. Peace.